I'm Judy Cole, and I'm happy to be able to share with you today how to make a delicious dark chocolate cake with an equally delicious cream cheese frosting. Alright, first, the ingredients. Now, on my tray over here, I've got some melted Anchor butter. This is unsalted Anchor butter, but you may also use the salted ones for this. And I've melted it. You can either pop it into the microwave to melt it, or you can melt it when you are preheating your oven. Of course, place the butter in a bakeable container, and when you are preheating the oven, just pop it in and it's melted like this. Okay, so I'm going to put in my Anchor melted butter over here, and I've got 1 egg. Alright, 1 egg, some sugar, alright, some sugar, little bit of salt with the sugar, and just simply stir it. Okay, so just stir until it's melted, and not forgetting the milk. Okay, so I'm actually using Anchor milk over here. Alright, Anchor milk. So just simply pour the milk into the bowl. Alright, measure the right amount and give it a stir. Now, while you are stirring it, some of the sugar will melt in the liquid, but if it doesn't all melt, don't worry about it. Alright, just simply stir them. And I have a whisk over here, a sieve over here. I'm going to sieve my flour into the bowl, as well as some cocoa powder, baking powder, and baking soda. Alright, so I'm going to just pour everything into the sieve and just sieve directly into the liquid mixture. Now you can see how easy this recipe is. You don't need a mixer, and all I need to do in a short while is to just whisk everything together with a hand whisk. Now, because it's so easy, I actually call it the easy ABC chocolate cake, because it's as easy as ABC. Alright, something you can do in the comfort of your home kitchen, or even in your shop. Alright, so over here I just give everything a stir. Alright, so just stir everything until it's smooth. And one recipe of this will go into a 7-inch round cake tin. You may also put it into a 6-inch or 14-centimeter heart-shaped container ring here. So if you have a heart-shaped cake tin, you can just pour it directly into it. Otherwise, if it's a ring, just line it with some baking paper and aluminium foil. Alright, so my oven has been preheated to 180 degrees, and all I need to do is to just stir it until it's quite smooth. Alright, so just pour everything in and just stir like this. And okay. And you'll be surprised when the cake comes out after baking, it's dark and very chocolatey as well. Okay, so over here, once it's quite smooth, alright, I pour it straight into my cake ring, or as I said, you could just get a heart-shaped cake tin. But here, I've actually lined it with a piece of baking paper and aluminium foil, since I don't have a tin. And ring is always more versatile because you can bake the cake, and you can also use it to make in future some mousse cakes and all that in the ring. So I've got my mixture over here. So alright, pour everything in, and remember to use your spatula and ensure that all the goodness of this everything goes into the cake ring. Now this will take about 45 minutes to bake. As usual, to determine whether the cake is baked, you can always insert a skewer, or for those who bake very often or professional bakers, we normally touch the surface. It bounces, it's cooked. Alright, so I'm going to place it into the oven here. It's already been preheated. So now, to save some time, I've got a cake that's been baked ahead of time, and I already remove it from the ring. And if the cake is slightly dough, you can just simply trim the top a little bit flatter. Alright, so Remember, the cake must be cool before we proceed to the next part. Now, the frosting is really simple. Now, for the frosting, I actually use Anchor cream cheese. I like the taste of Anchor cream cheese because it's very natural, very flavorful, and has a very rounded, wholesome taste. And these are from grass-fed cows, so the color is also beautiful, beautifully a natural yellow because of the chlorophyll. And one tip when it comes to using the cream cheese, whether it's for savory or sweet applications, it blends very well. I've done this even with savory tarts and savory breads as well. Now for this frosting, I've got some cream cheese over here. So it will be good to measure the amount of cream cheese that you need and leave it outside for about an hour so that it's easier to blend, whether you're making cheesecakes or whether you are doing other products using cream cheese. Okay, now and over here I've got some unsalted butter. Again, it's Anchor butter, my favorite butter here. So I put in my Anchor unsalted butter, slightly softened, okay, maybe about 19-20 degrees around there, but not melted. And over here I've got some white couverture chocolate already melted. So now when you melt white chocolate, be careful because you don't want to burn it. Now, and also in here I've actually got some water in my saucepan. Now when you melt, make sure the base of the bowl is not touching the water so that it doesn't get too hot or becomes very rough. So what happens is that I normally just stir them over the warm water, and then when it's almost all melted, just take it away and just use the remnant heat to continue to melt the rest of the white chocolate. Now I'm using white couverture, which is the chocolate that has cocoa butter in it, so it's got a very nice smooth taste. Now what you do is that just stir until it's slightly cooler, and over here I'm going to blend the cream cheese and the butter. Now if you have a food processor, you can just throw everything in the food processor and just process it. Okay, so here I've got a hand blender, alright, which is commonly found in all pastry kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to just blend it first. Okay, sort of blend all the cream cheese and the butter until it's well blended. As I said, if you have a food processor, you can just put it in, it's easier. Okay, if not, you can just use your hand blender in this manner. Okay, now this cake in a couple of months' time is going to be Mother's Day, so I thought that bake the cake in a heart shape, and then I can cover it with cream cheese naturally sweetened with white chocolate instead of adding extra sugar. And I'm going to sort of, put a tinge of pink into the cream so that it's got a nice color, or you can also leave it naturally creamy yellow, which is nice as well. Okay, so once it's already blended here, I'm going to add in my white chocolate, right, which is already slightly cooler. Alright, so I put in some white chocolate here, and then I'm going to blend it till it's smoother as well. And of course, if you have if you do it in large quantities, you can also use your cake mixer, for example, to just mix everything until it's smooth. Alright, so I've got my white chocolate in here, and I'm going to put just a tinge of pink, edible pink color, just maybe a drop only. Alright, just a drop. Okay, and I also add in a tablespoon of raspberry puree. Alright, to give it so that it has a little bit of sourness in it, and make it more refreshing because of the acid. Alright, so You can use, of course, it's optional. How much of edible pink color is really up to you, okay? Because I'm going to later on decorate with white wafer rose, edible wafer rose. So I want to make the base slightly pinker, all right? But of course, it's really up to you, okay? So there I have it. It's already done, and just okay, make it smooth, and then that's it. Okay, all right. Now, should you accidentally blend it for too long, it starts to become a little bit soft, you can pop the bowl of frosting into the refrigerator, or just make it colder over a bowl of ice to get the texture you want. Otherwise, you can go ahead to decorate your chocolate cake. Alright, so I've got my spatula over here. So we just want to give it a bit of a rustic, smooth sort of look. Blend it like this. Okay. And just cover it with some cream by the side. Okay. So you can practice doing this before Mother's Day, so that you can make it for your moms. And it has the rich taste of white chocolate, and white chocolate goes well with the cream cheese. Okay, as I said, cream cheese is actually a very versatile medium. It can blend with a wide range of flavors. You can even use it in tarts. Okay, for example, you can put it onto a nozzle and then you can cream it as well. Okay, so I'm going to just blend this. Okay, so really simple to do. And okay, and of course, if you have a Thermomix, okay, you can also put the frosting into a Thermomix and just cream it and just blend it for a short while to get the texture you want. But otherwise, hand blender or even our mixer will do the trick. Okay. Now I'm going to just, okay, don't worry about just simply, you know, give it a little bit of a rustic look like this. So just cover the top and just make lines like this. Okay, so okay, I've got a little bit of white chocolate not blended properly, but that's okay. All right, adds to the rustic touch to this. Okay, so just cover, and in a short while I'm going to just put on the edible rose. Okay, you can use make some white chocolate roses, or you know, edible wafer flowers or gum paste flowers. And this cake, you can keep it refrigerated for at least a week, and it's still delicious and nice to go. So just simply, okay, like this. And okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so okay, use your spatula to just create like this. All right. And let me clean up the plates a little bit, and I'm going to just place the rose. All right, now I've got rose over here. Let me just okay. Now this is edible, the wafer rose, so I can just insert. I'm going to use, you can use scissors or tongs to just, I've covered the base with a piece of aluminium foil in it. Okay, so now just let me just touch up and little bit more, and voila, it's done. Okay, so give it a very natural kind of look, and you don't have to, all right, so just like this. And let me just adjust a little bit of the flour, and okay, and it's done. All right, so this frosting can also be used on cupcakes and for anything that you might like to cover, and you can keep this in refrigerated, and if you need to use it, just sort of blend it again and it's ready to go. All right, thank you till the next time, and hope you will enjoy this and make it for Mother's Day. See you again.